Edition of the show, the eve of Bama, Mississippi State, the battle for Highway 82. This time around taking place at Davis Wade Stadium, Starkville, Stark Vegas, Mississippi. You're rocking and rolling right now on the hottest show in these streets. Giving you your Bama football news in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have all of you checking out the show on this evening. We bring you the show from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this live to you on YouTube. And speaking of the channel, get yourself tapped in. Get yourself locked in, locked on, invested by hitting that subscribe button. Tap and subscribe right now. Get every friend, every family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football, addicted to the channel as well. Share the show to everybody that you know on all platforms. Also, hit that thumbs up. Give us that like button right there. Hit that thumbs up, trying to get the show 50 likes out the gate to start it. That daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat going $100 right there. We appreciate you guys. We want to hear from you guys this evening, the Bama fans. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358 for them to call in to let your voice be heard on the show. And also, we want to see you guys interact like crazy in the YouTube chat line. Line us up right there as well. But the phone line number again, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Well, Ian and I, we're going to jump to topic number one of the conversation with an injury report update involving one sophomore linebacker, Deontay Lawson, former four-star from Mobile, Alabama. The Tide will not have Lawson at starter at weak side linebacker for this week's matchup against Mississippi State. Lawson sustained an ankle injury against Ole Miss in the second quarter, left the game, did not return. And while it looked like Ian and I, from our vantage point, we were seeing the game on the field, it didn't seem like the injury didn't look bad. It didn't seem like it looked rough or severe at all. He did appear to limp off on his own there. But this week of practice, Lawson did not go on Monday, did not go on Wednesday as well. Coach Saban had him listed as very questionable. Deontay Lawson will miss this matchup against Mississippi State. But also that, a report came out earlier today from ESPN's Chris Lowe. Lawson could miss multiple games this season. And from a source that I spoke with, very close, connected there, vetted in the program, I was told Lawson could miss up to 3 to 4 weeks. We're talking possibly 3 to 4 games Deontay Lawson could miss here with this ankle situation. And while this is not necessarily ideal for Alabama football, Lawson earning the starting job in fall camp at weak side linebacker due to his performance in preseason, a guy that has played well to this point, 26 tackles, second on the team behind only Caleb Downs, the freshman safety. Lawson has been very active at that inside linebacker position. So while it is not ideal to not have Lawson, Bama's next man up, they're ready. And, Bama's got depth there at that inside backer position, which is a positive thing. So the next man up, the immediate next guy up is Jahad Campbell, the former 5-star from New Jersey. And the guy right with him is Kendrick Blackshire, former 4-star from Duncanville, Texas. In the 2021 class, we know the type of athlete that Kendrick Blackshire is. But starting this thing off here with Jahad Campbell, Campbell fielded admirably for Lawson when he got hurt. Came in, had 7 tackles, all solo stops. A young man at 6'3", 230 pounds, who lateral quickness, speed, pass rush ability, physical, tough, got some thump in him as well. A guy that put a huge hit on Jackson Dart a week ago, knocked him out the game there for Ole Miss for a few plays or so. So Campbell got the ability. He's got the ability, he's got the quickness, he's got the toughness, he's got the physicality, he's got what you want there at that weak side linebacker position, and he's the immediate backup behind one Deontay Lawson. So Campbell will get the start against the Bulldogs here. And then behind him, you got Kendrick Blackshire, of whom starting to really make his presence felt. Back-to-back weeks against South Florida and Ole Miss, Blackshire did his thing out there. And he's got, 12 total tackles in the season thus far, a tackle for loss, a quarterback hurry, a forced fumble. Blackshire's doing some stuff out here. And we've been waiting on him for the longest. We know he's built like a transformer. We've been waiting on him to emerge for the longest time, and in back-to-back weeks, Blackshire has done this, so now he gets his moment to kind of have a bigger role, stepping on more so of the scene. This is good here for Blackshire. So your immediate backup is Jahad Campbell, the guy right behind him, Kendrick Blackshire, and then you kind of look at other guys in this rotation. Justin Jefferson, you got to think he will get a look in there. The JUCO from the JUCO transfer, he'll get a look in there. You have to keep your eyes on Sean Murphy, another former 5-star from Virginia, and you have to keep your eyes on Ian Jackson, of whom came in that 2021 class from Prattville, Alabama. Like what Ian Jackson could bring, so there's depth there at that inside linebacker position. Well, it sucks not to have D-Law go against Mississippi State and possibly see him out here for extra amount of games here. Alabama does have the depth, led off by Jahad Campbell, who will get that first crack at that weak side linebacker position against Mississippi State, replacing one Deontay Lawson. But we take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that down. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we're going to go on the phone lines. We're grabbing your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. People, line us up in the phone lines with how you feel. Line us up in the YouTube chat line. We get to you after this.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama team paper. which is a video yearbook they put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, we're back in, locked and loaded to the action from the break with the number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got my man Eli Walker in the production studio. Bama, Mississippi State, the battle for Highway 82 on tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Time kickoff on ESPN. I think the commentary team, I want to say it's Todd Blackwood, Sean Voice Crack McDonough, and Holly Rowe. I think that's the commentary team. I'll fact check that, but I know it's on ESPN, 8 p.m. Central Time kickoff, Bama, Mississippi State. Gotta show some love to Dale B! My man Dale B dropping in that fresh $20 donation, putting that in the bucket. Appreciate Dale B. And then Bill from New York in the building. My man Bill with that $5 donation helping us out. That daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat go $100 right there. Before we go to the phone lines to grab your calls, call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. Gotta show some love to our sponsor, Factor. Factor Fresh. This show brought to you by Factor. So Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track reaching your goals. So what does Factor offer? They offer delicious, flavor-packed options on the menu each week to fit a variety of lifestyles, from keto to calorie smart, vegan plus, veggie and protein plus. They have prepared meals. They have meals prepared and approved by chefs. You round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus add-ons, including breakfast items like our delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, and potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet. So you head over to factormeals.com/TDA50 and use code TDA50 to get 50% off. That's code TDA50 at factormeals.com/TDA50 to get 50% off. That's factormeals.com. Check those guys out. I love them. They getting me right, getting me healthy, getting me with great meals. Check out our guys, factormeals.com. Gotta show that love to Brian Watson! Let's go! With the $4.99 in the super chats. Appreciate all that coming from Brian Watson, helping us out here on the show. Once again, the call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. As you guys are getting your thoughts ready to call in, we're going to go to this cool call topic here, Eli. Bryce Young, former Bama quarterback, 2021 Heisman Trophy winner, the #1 overall pick in this recent draft by the Carolina Panthers. He's back. He'll play this week. Start this week for the Panthers against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. He'll go up against Kirk Cousins. It's going to be a fun matchup on Fox. Bryce did not play a week ago against Seattle due to an ankle injury, but he's good to go now. He will start against Minnesota. But we grab a call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's up, Steven? This is Chance from Georgia.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I was so happy to see us shut Lane up this past Saturday. I just got such a kick out of that because he was trolling so hard. It was funny. I'm really happy to see our defense step up like they did. And I'm really hoping Blackshire gets some more playing time too, because it just seems like every time he's in, when he was in at the Middle Tennessee State game, he had a strip for a fumble recovery. He's just fitting right in. I think it just takes time with people like him. You know, like nobody does it in 1 year.
It took Kendrick a while to click, Lance, and it was not because he didn't have the tools or the talent. Kendrick Blackshire is an athlete. That's a grown man, and he was built that way coming into Alabama from Duncanville High School in Texas. For Kendrick, it was getting the whole playbook, and then on top of that, just being focused on your job. And when he's focused on his job, Coach Saban talks about it, he's an electric player. And we've seen this now back-to-back weeks when Blackshire has gotten in the game. When he's focused on his job, he's making big tackles. He's making crushing hits. He's punishing guys behind the line of scrimmage, and then he's creating turnovers. So when he's focused on doing his responsibility, Kendrick's okay. And I feel like now he's going to get increased opportunities with Deontay Lawson out, as Blackshire is that second guy right behind Jahad Campbell.
I mean, I love to see our guys just follow suit. You know, like a guy goes down, we got another one that steps in and just picks up right where he left off like nothing happened. But I really hate it for Deontay because I've watched him come along the last couple of years, and it seemed like injuries have just plagued him. And I felt like this was going to be his year, to just really get his rep up and just, and I just hate that for him so bad. I really do.
I mean, Lance, I hate it too because he's an in-state kid from Mobile, Alabama, waited his time. Last year did some good things, 51 tackles for him. This year he won the starting job outright at weak side linebacker. He's second on the team in tackles right now. He does play with an edge to him. Finally got up to that vocal type of leadership. So you really hate it for that dude. You really hate to see the injury happen at this point, especially when you thought it wasn't bad initially because he limped off the field on his own. So I thought it was kind of a slight stinger. But, the training staff looked in there and said, well, this is probably more than a slight stinger. And then you got the report coming in from ESPN's Chris Love that he could miss multiple games. So that kind of sucks there. But, hopefully Jeff Allen, I have faith in Jeff Allen. I have trust in Jeff Allen and Dr. Kane and Dr. Andrews that they know what they're doing. They'll get D-Law, worked on and cleaned up, and Bama will have him back when he needs to be back.
Right. Because the SEC right now, especially the West, it just seems like it's there's no, even Alabama, there's no clear-cut favorite. I mean, LSU almost got handled by Arkansas. Like, they had to work for that. They didn't get it handed to them. And with Connor Wiggin going down for Texas A&M, they got Max Johnson stepping in, and he looked good against Auburn. So that one's one I'm a little concerned about because it seems like whenever we go to the 12th man, it's rocking. And I want Milroe to be ready, but I won't take up no more of your time. Once again, Steven, I always want to call a couple times a week, but I live in Georgia, so we're on about an hour difference. So usually I end up crashing out right as you're coming on. But I wanted to call and say what's up to you and just throw that out there. Roll Tide.
Appreciate Lance calling in there from Georgia to the show here on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show in my own world. George Truman. Stephen Smith of TDA. We're going to go to a break here, Eli. When we get back, we get in the topic number 2 of the conversation. It's the left tackle position for Bama still up for grabs. Coach Saban talked about that in his presser on Wednesday between Caden Proctor and Elijah Pritchett. We'll dive into that right after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're rocking and rolling back in here with you to the action from the break on what is the hottest show in the streets. We're talking your Bama football. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you in here. Folks, we have a message board. We do have a message board. So for all of you fans trying to be helping us grow the message board, the link to that board can be found in the chat line and in the description. So check it out right now. The Touchdown Alabama Magazine message board, helping us regrow that, rebrand that. But Eli, topic 2 of the conversation goes to Alabama's offensive line. Nick Saban addressed this in Wednesday's press conference. I think he also talked about it in Thursday's episode of Hey Coach for Nick Saban's show, and that's there's still competition on the left side of the offensive line, primarily at left tackle. That spot is still kind of up for grabs there as we're 4 games into the season. And that spot between Caden Proctor and Elijah Pritchett, both of those two guys still kind of going at it there in a sense, and which is kind of, it's a good thing as Alabama still trying to build towards hitting their peak on the offensive line. It started to find itself second half there against Ole Miss, and you want to keep that level of intensity going. Mississippi State this weekend and throughout the remainder of the season. But that left tackle position, that there's a battle still going there between Proctor and Pritchett. And starting things off with Caden Proctor, he's 6'7", 6'8", 350 plus pounds there, and a guy that a lot of talent, a lot of potential, going through some growing pains right now. Had a tough go against South Florida. Had some tough moments there against Ole Miss. No tough moments against Texas. So this is a young man going through some growing pains, which typical for a freshman, typical for a first-year player. So, for him, should he try it out there first there against Mississippi State? He'll go against another defensive line that, State's got some players. They've got some guys, they've got some dudes up front, and Caden Proctor's got to hold his own against the dudes up front. So he's talented, yes. 5-star for a reason, yes. But going through some growing pains at this moment as a freshman. And with that being said, the question is, does Saban kind of look more so toward a guy like Elijah Pritchett, moving forward, a guy that does have a year of experience already in the system, a guy that kind of already understands, what to do and how to do and the importance of doing your job well, a guy that already kind of has a leg up on what Eric Wolford wants to do as well from an offensive line coaching perspective? Do you go more so to Elijah Pritchett? I mean, Saban did talk about, he's doing well, moves well, blocks pretty well, understands his role and his job within the offense. Pritchett, one of those 6 to 7 guys early on in the preseason Saban talked about can play right now on the offensive line. So that's going to kind of be intriguing. That left tackle position, you still have that spot open. You still have 2 guys kind of battling there. even in the season between a 5-star and Caden Proctor, a freshman, and a guy in Elijah Pritchett, former 4-star, that already has a year of experience within the system. But we'll see how that kind of plays out here against Mississippi State starting off here on Saturday. But we're going to go to another break here on the show. Don't touch that dab. When we get back and return to those phone lines, we want to get your calls. We want to get your thoughts. We want to get your conversations. We want you lighting us up on the show as we return to you, the Bama Nation, right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
We're back rocking and rolling to the action here, folks. To the action from the break on the hottest show on the streets. Talking Bama football news in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA on a Friday. Continue tapping that subscribe button, getting locked into the #1 show, bringing you your Bama football content. Continue doing your thing in the YouTube chat line, hitting that thumbs up. Want to get this show 50 likes out the gate to start it and moving on forward from there. That daily super chat go, $100 daily super chat go right there. Appreciate the support there from all of you. But before we take your calls here, call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. Got to go to another one of our sponsors, and this call segment brought to you, sponsored by BetterHelp. That is BetterHelp. So, sometimes in life, people, we're faced with tough choices, and the path forward isn't always clear. Whether that's a quarterback having to make quick decisions in the pocket, or a coach dialing up a play on third down, a football player is making many tough choices throughout a game. In life, for us as people that may be dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else, therapy helps you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life so you can move forward with confidence and excitement. Trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values is like anything. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. Clarity is hugely important when making decisions, and that can come when talking things through with someone. If you're thinking about starting therapy, you give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. You visit BetterHelp.com/TDA today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TDA. This call segment brought to you, sponsored by BetterHelp. We appreciate those guys. But we go to the phone lines right now to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
Hey, how you doing, man? This is Rob from Jersey.
What's going on, brother?
What's happening, brother? Good show, man. Always the best.
And I appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah, you doing your thing, brother. I just want to say two things, man. First, I just can't wait for Lawson to come back. I really love what he was doing this season. But I am going to tell you this, as I told you before. Jahad Campbell is a dog.
He's an animal, dude. He's a flat animal.
I've watched him play since he was a freshman in high school, all through 3 years at Timber Creek before he transferred to IMG. let me tell you something. I try to tell y'all because y'all haven't seen him. That kid is special, and I have full confidence that he will do a great job. I always thought it was going to be Lawson and Campbell anyway, but then Tresman came in there when Campbell started getting injured with his knee or whatever he had to get done. I just think I have full confidence in our defense. I think they're really starting to feel themselves. They're starting to create their identity. It's like they just looked at the mirror and said, "Oh, look, yeah, we are Alabama. Let's go bust these dudes up." Secondly, I would love.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying, Rob, I'm excited to see Campbell play a full game as a starter because he comes in relief of Lawson, and it's like Bama didn't drop at all. I mean, Jihad flying through gaps, shooting through gaps, hitting the Jackson Dart like a pinata back there. Kid can play.
One more quick thing. I would love to see more usage of tight ends on our offense. I definitely think that would be great for the quarterback, for us to use more tight ends where he doesn't have to look for the long bomb as teams are going to be starting to sit back because they know he has a great arm to throw the ball on. Let's start killing people underneath with them tight ends, man, because we got enough of them.
Alabama does. You got about 5-6 tight ends in that room led by C.J. Dupree and Amari Niblack. So that's something that Tommy Rees has got to get more comfortable with doing in this Alabama offense, is involved in these tight ends in this passing game.
Hey, man, God bless you, man. You keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep watching and roll tide.
Appreciate Rob there calling in from New Jersey. We'll take this call. Hear you live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hi, Stephen. Bill from New York, getting ready for the game.
Bill, I am right there with you.
Yeah, Rob is always a great call. And I was going to mention the tight ends, too. You know, they always have a guy spying on Milroe. So there's no reason not to use the tight end because you got one guy closer up. Just send them out a little bit. You got Dupree and Niblack. These guys, I think they're both excellent. I'd like to see 100 yards at least out of the tight ends. The other thing I want to mention is the defense. You know, it's horrible losing that guy, but like Rob says, we're going to be okay with Jihad. What we need is for the defensive line to just keep playing like they did last week. Because our linebackers are deep, and our secondary, I'm going to use the word great. I think they're great, and they're going to pick people off, and they're going to score points. Last point I want to make is about what you're talking about with Proctor. You know, I don't understand Wolford. I'm not down on the guy yet, but I don't understand what he did to begin with. Like Latham, you would think he would want to play left tackle. He only gave up two pressures in the whole season last year. You know, and the thing is, when you go, how many guys from college right tackles go into the NFL and play left tackle? Almost none. You know what I mean? You would think Latham would want to be there. He's a junior. Because the difference between a first-round left tackle and right tackle could be like $10, $20 million over the life of your contract. First contract, you know? And Proctor, really both of those guys, Proctor, maybe he should even be playing right guard or right tackle. You know what I mean? Like Leatherwood moved around. A lot of these guys moved around, didn't just jump into right tackle, left tackle, especially at his weight. What do you think, Stephen? Am I making sense?
I mean, Bill, you are because of the fact that you look at, Leatherwood started off as a guard, Evan Neal started off as a guard. So, I mean, with the size that Proctor has, being a guard would be more fitting for him. And I mean, at tackle, just for me at tackle, you want to have guys that are, 305, 310 pounds that can move their feet, that can establish and reestablish. And when you look at Proctor, so far he can establish, but if he's moved off his feet against a speedy edge rusher, he kind of has some problems reestablishing, and that's the growing pains that come with that. But I would see that if he was more so as a guard starting off, that would probably be more suitable for him. But once again, I also want to look at him maybe cutting 15 to 20 pounds and dropping a bit of that weight so that he can establish and reestablish that anchor also.
Exactly. Last thing I want to say, then I'll go. I want to score at least 21 points off of turnovers and, the defense scoring. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to wipe them off the field. You know what I mean? And let's just do it, Steven. You have a great night. Roll Tide, everybody.
Appreciate Bill from New York calling in right there. And Bill makes a good point on the defensive line. As much as I do not like the fact that D-Law cannot go, and I don't like the fact that Deontay Lawson can't go, I want him to have a smooth, strong, crisp recovery. But at the same time, I've got full confidence in Jahad Campbell. He'll be fine. I got full confidence in Kendrick Blackshot. He'll be fine. Defensive line with Otis and Damon Payne and T.M. Smith and Justin Boygby and James Smith getting out there and other guys getting out there. That's the group my eyes will be on. Can this defensive line continue the growth and the progression it took from the second half against Ole Miss and have that throughout the whole season? Because if the defensive line can just harass the mess out of Will Rogers at Mississippi State, then the linebackers are going to be fantastic. My eyeballs will be on the defensive line. But second call topic here, Eli. This was an interesting one. Jameson Williams. J-Mo, the speedster, former Alabama wide receiver, number 12 overall pick of a 2022 draft to the Detroit Lions, was serving a 6-game suspension due to the violation of the NFL's gambling policy, but the league made an adjustment to the policy. So now J-Mo is going to be reinstated by the league to return effective next Monday. So next week, J-Mo can play again. I mean, oh my goodness. The Detroit Lions are already stacked with Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, among others. And now you re-add J-Mo to that? Golly. I mean, Eli, for the first time since Barry Sanders, can we say the Lions are good again? That's crazy. For the first time since Barry Sanders, the Lions are good again. Dan Campbell's got him a team. Defensively, Brian Branch has become the steal of the draft for them. I mean, holy cow. So, J-Mo, I'm not a Detroit Lions fan by any sense of the imagination, people. Just get that straight. I'm not a Lions fan, but I will buy a J-Mo jersey. I'll do that. I may have to cop a Jahmyr Gibbs jersey too. I mean, Eli, we both may have to cop one of those. I'll cop a Brian Branch jersey. I'll cop an Isaiah Buggs jersey. I mean, they all former Bama guys playing for the Lions right now. I'm just saying. Once again, not making myself a Lions fan, just appreciating the Bama that's there. That's all I'm saying. Period. But J-Mo gonna be reinstated starting Monday of next week there. But taking our final break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we wrap things up with this discussion. Does Alabama have the best pass rush duo in the country right now? When you talk Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell. One particular media site believes so. We'll talk about it after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bites. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, people, on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show, wrapping things up. Hottest show on the streets, talking your Bama football news. You know what time it is. Got my man Eli Walker in the production studio holding things down right there. Appreciate all of you guys calling, donating, chatting, super chatting, making this your spot here. But talk nothing but Tide football. How about that game last night by Bama five-star commit Jalen Mbakwe? Clay Chalkville getting the win over Thompson. Mbakwe had, 5 touchdowns in line? 5? Dear God. Trent Seaborn played well for Thompson. Kind of hate Mark Freeman loss, but, Thompson's a great program. Clay Chalkville's a great program. It's on ESPN. Good game right there. But final topic of discussion right here, or the discussion topic right here. Does Alabama have the best pass rush duo in the nation right now when you talk college football? And that's with Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell. Both guys atop the SEC in sacks. Dallas Turner leading the SEC with 4.5. Behind him is Chris Braswell with 3.5. They both lead the team in sacks. They're 1 and 2 respectively. Pro Football Focus, a site that dives into the analytics of college and pro football, they have both guys ranked as numbers 1 and 2 in terms of quarterback pressures on their site. Dallas Turner with 25, Chris Braswell with 20. I mean, this is looking like, so far, the best pass rush duo in college football, especially these last couple of weeks here against South Florida and Ole Miss. Can they carry that into Mississippi State? That's the question. And it starts off with the defensive line. Can the defensive line create opportunities to where Dallas take you out Turner and Chris Braswell can do some stuff out there on the field in terms of really frustrating Will Rogers and this Mississippi State offense under head coach Zach Arnett that's trying to find themselves. Is this an air raid team? Is this a ground and pound team? So Turner and Braswell going to have a shot to really, rough some stuff up here for the Bulldogs, Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville. Like I mentioned, this is a good time for this defense to really put together another solid performance and showing the nation that this team is the real deal in terms of trying to pursue an SEC championship and try to get into that college football playoff for a shot to play for a national championship. That's the end-all, be-all goal for this Alabama football program. But looking forward to seeing what Braswell and Turner do. So, Eli, you and I are going to be at the game tomorrow. Eli, I want your over-under. How many sacks do Braswell and Turner have combined? Let's put the over-under for combined sacks at 6 for Dallas and for Turner and Braswell combined. So the over-under at 6. Do you see over 6 or under 6 combined? We're gonna also throw that to you guys in the chat. Do you see a combined number for Chris Braswell and Dallas Turner at 6? Over or under 6? Sacks combined for both of those two from Mississippi State. Eli's going the under. So Eli's playing the Vegas game. Eli's got the under going there. I honestly see 6 even. I think Dallas can get 3 and Braswell can get 3. Or Dallas can get 4 and Braswell can get 2. I see it 6 even. But over under, Bama Nation, total sacks combined for Braswell and Turner. The over-under number we got set at 6. Do you see over at 6 or do you see the under 6? There you go right there. For you, the Alabama fans, as we talk about Braswell and Turner, the new big-time pass rush duo in college football. But folks, as always, you want the best in news, notes, information, material, coverage on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store, the Rocket Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio listening needs. Check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. Got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Got to give a shout out to you, the Alabama football fans, for all the calls, donations, YouTube chatting, super chatting, all that you do to make this your spot for all things Bama football. Got to shout out my man Eli Walker in the production studio, handling things there as he does. And got to also give that shout out to my beautiful wife, Mia, and my daughter, Mariah. They're enjoying Revival on the night, so got to pick those two ladies up. But got to give a shout out to the family as well right there. But as always, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there enjoying the weekend. Get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy the 8 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. Bama, Mississippi State from Starkville. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.